Hello, hello, hello. Just a quick hello to thank everybody for joining us Friday for our first Neurographic art drawing session. It was so fun. Um, in my head, I kind of thought people would maybe stay on a half hour. And at almost 2 hours, we said goodbye. It's just such a nice way to drawing lines on paper. It sounds so lame, but such a great way to get the muck out of your head and relax. And the neatest part is being in a room full of like-minded people. That to me is the best support you could ever have. And I say that from years of experience in 12-step groups or um, artist classes I've been involved with, kind of like your book club. Nothing's more fun than being around with a group of like-minded people. And that I think is, well, I know that's why the conversation went on so long. We were all talking about things that are in our head. And it's like a lot of us, when we have these thoughts and noise in our heads, we think, why can't I be normal like everybody else? Assuming that nobody else has these thoughts in their head, which is crazy because we all have these thoughts in our head. Um, Thank you for showing up. That was really cool. And as a thank you for showing up, I sent you 3 emails following the live drawing event. And I hope you opened them and followed them. Um, know that anything I send out for you to do, I follow right along with you. And I look forward to it because I know these things are only going to make me feel better. So the day one email I sent out, the suggestion was draw one long curving line across the page, let it cross over itself, don't plan it. There's no such thing as perfection. Just move the line around and round the corners. The writing prompt for that day was get a pen and a piece of paper and do a brain dump. Say, write down on the paper, right now I feel, and then keep writing. Let it spill out. Don't worry about grammar, punctuation, sounding smart. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has to do with relief from stress. Think of it like that valve that removes the pressure, a pressure valve. Duh. That's what these art journaling techniques are. They're relieving pressure in our head so we can be a little more joyous, happy, and free during a busy, tough day. That was the first email. The second one suggests the drawing prompt. Think about a recent stressor or frustration. And the writing prompt was, what I want to say, but don't, is, and you have these conversations in your head with your friend that did this to you, your spouse that said that, and I wish I had just said, put it on paper. I'm telling you, it's magical. I was listening to a psychologist yesterday being interviewed, and he's been a psychologist for 25 years studying how to relieve pressure in our brains, mental clutter. How do you declutter when your head's just going in 10 different directions? And it was such an interesting interview. Maybe I'll find the link and post it. I can't even remember his name. I think it was Dr. Ethan Cross. I'll have to look at it, but he cited a study that was done during the pandemic a few years ago. And he said the biggest relief people got from all the things people were suggesting others do during the pandemic. Remember, that was the time when we felt powerless. So much was out of our control then. The cure, the prevention, the lockdown, the buying groceries, all those things were out of my control. The thing that I could control was my morning ritual of writing and now drawing lines, which I just love. They're all forms of art journaling, which has nothing to do with drawing great art. On the contrary, I am not a great artist at all. I can manage to draw a line some days, and that's all that's expected of you. It's about resetting your head. It's about breaking the pattern in your head when you wake up worried about a presentation you have to do that day. And it's just the recurring thoughts, and it's all you can think about. It's breaking the pattern. That's what these art journaling techniques do. The psychologist went on to say that the biggest relief people got was from the suggestion of writing, picking up a journal or a cheap spiral bound notebook or a scrap piece of paper and just writing your thoughts on paper. It's called stream of consciousness writing. It's a technique I learned back in the 90s when I started an artistry group using Julia Cameron's book. To this day, a lot of the same women and I still practice the principles. In fact, between that and a 12-step program I used to go to, I started a whole 52-week course in the membership. That's how potent the lessons I learned in those two groups have been. Just life savers. Anyway, the psychologist was then asked, did everybody do this stream of consciousness writing? Which is when you just do a brain dump on the page and not worry about your grammar and punctuation and all that stuff. And he said, no. And she said, did it work? And he said, yes, it works better than anything else. Is during the pandemic, in his 25 years of experience of decluttering your head. And she said, well, why don't people do it? And he said he answered in one word, and he said, effort. It takes effort. And I thought, isn't that the truth? I have been screaming from the rooftops for years for the best thing to do when your head's cluttered. And now I'm introducing this new thing called neurographic art line drawing that does the same thing. I am just blown away by the simplicity that we all have access to, that we're in control of, that don't cost anything, and that we can do for relief from the stress in our heads. I urge you to try these things. And I urge you to try these things because they work. They've been working for 30 years or so for me. Back in the day, I used to write 20 minutes longhand, 3 pages in a notebook. I don't do that anymore. I get the junk out of my head in the morning, and now I take my sketchbook and either use a black marker or colored pencils, and the stuff that's coming out in the lines is just so cool. So some of us said we wanted to do a sketch a day for 30 days, and you can spend 5 minutes on it, 5 hours on it, whatever you want. I set out to spend 5 minutes a morning drawing these lines, and It's so interesting to me, the stuff that I'm seeing. First thing I do is make an intention. I pick up my pen and my sketch pad and I make an intention. Maybe today I'm thinking about this thing. And so I was thinking about something the other day and I hid the word within the line drawings. That was so fun. Um, Maybe I'm wicked frustrated, don't even want to take the time to do this. That's fine. Maybe I'm joyous, happy, and free. Clearly, that comes out in the lines that I'm drawing. I'm not doing this to make a great drawing. I'm doing this to set my head up for a great day. It works, is my experience. I've been doing this for a long time, and these are the things I teach in the Declutter Buzz membership. Right now, I'm putting together this course that is just so awesome. I wish they had this course when I was first turning my life around 40 years ago. My word, it's like the cliff notes to get from here to there and have a few laughs along the way. My word, I wish this was available. Anyway, I came on to say hey and not take up too much of your time, and I've just gone on as I do. So keep an eye out for our next neurographic art live drawing session. Pick up a pen and a paper, write some words, draw some lines, get out of your head, put it on the page, and tell me in the chat if that doesn't make you feel better. Bye for now.